Hey, Color Purple. Hey, McCormick. Hey, Jordan. Hey, Juicer. Whenever I hear that low CPU, you're comforted. It's not that noticeable, is it? Is my laptop fan that laptop CPU that noticeable? Time to fashion up our boy address. Low hum like mine. I mean, like, yeah, sometimes it gets pretty loud. But just like in general? I know sometimes my laptop gets weirdly loud. Like, it's not bad right now, right? Have I just become dead to the sound? With the mic. I mean, the mic is on my head. I can't move it further away from the laptop. The mic is right at my mouth. It's on my headset here. Should be, anyway. This should be where the side character. As far as I'm aware, this should be the audio output. This should be where the audio is coming in. It got quieter just now, right? This does make it quieter, right? And then back up here, it's right back to regular. Hey, PK. Like when I moved my mic, that did effectively like you hearing my voice, right? Because I want to make sure that I do want to make sure that I actually do have it set to. Okay, I want to make sure that I actually was speaking into the mic and not like my webcam. I want to make sure that the audio was set to my mic and not my webcam. What's the difference between different color noises? The big difference is white color doesn't get to make jokes about other color noises. White noises don't get to make jokes about other color noises. Hey, Arjun. You ever notice? You ever notice how white noise drives like this? It's like a really. I think that's like a really old joke. That's a really old joke riffing on even older jokes. I think that particular one, but. Like, that is sort of a meta joke at this point. Soothing sea green of Cove's hair. Starting to feel like people don't. Starting to feel like there's not a lot of interest in this particular video, this particular episode. Did I turn people away with my noise joke? Color noise joke? Is having an internet presence weird sometimes? Kinda. But I mean, at the same time, like, you know, I've always been on the internet. So, I mean, to a certain extent, I've kind of always had a presence on the internet. But I sport a 4-day week. Oh, absolutely, Anunnaki. Absolutely, I'd sport a 4-day work week. It is, in fact, something that we kind of know works. White noise can get a cab after 11 p.m. in Manhattan. Exactly, Juicer. Exactly, yes. Tomato juice. I've never had tomato juice. Actually, I might have had... No, it wasn't tomato juice. I do know I had a V8 when I was a kid and did not like it. I don't remember what kind of V8 it was. Tomato juice I've never had, and I don't imagine I ever will. V8 as a kid sucked. Hey, Scriptgoat. Can't get down with salty tomato water. Honestly, I'm just kind of blown away that here in Canada we decided, hey, you know what would make tomato juice better? Clam juice. Like, what the fuck is up with... Like, that is the weirdest fucking thing about Canada. Like, everyone talks about, oh, you have milk in bags? Is it true that you have milk in bags up there? Yeah, and we also have Clamato. A mix of tomato juice and clam juice. Wish I liked Bloody Marys. I drink at Doritos? No. So. Yeah. Canada's weird. When I was being hazed in college sorority, they doused us in Clamato juice. Horchata? No. So it looks like Final Fantasy VII Rebirth will release end of February. So they've got a release date for the next Final Fantasy VII. I'm allergic to shellfish. And puffed up like a true queen that night. Will I be playing it? I mean, eventually. I do still have that sort of dream of playing through the entire Final Fantasy series. All the mainline games. And that would eventually include the remake, the 7 remakes as well. By the time I get there, they'll probably have released the last of the they'll probably have the full 7 remake released by that point. Did you hear the rumor price for Yeah, it's bullshit. GTA 6 is not going to be $150. It's going to be $70. Like, the GTA 6 is going to be $150. It came from, like, a completely, like, it came out from fucking nowhere. Like, there's no actual source. The person who claimed it just made it up. It's going to be $70. The question, actually, the game will be $70. Is there going to be $80 worth of, like, there's the shit you need to buy to play the game. The game itself, $70. And then $80 worth of of DLC to actually get a full game experience? That's the question. Is it going to be full of like microtransactions? Like, if it was EA, then, you know, $70 for the base game, and then yeah, you've got to spend a lot of money on microtransactions to actually be able to play the damn thing. So yeah. Is Rockstar going to go in on microtransactions is the question that I have about GTA 6. Hey, Comic Brook. Actually, I was talking about Final Fantasy. I was talking about GTA 6. I was actually talking about GTA 6 just now. I did see that Final Fantasy 7 Rebirth, the next part of the Final Fantasy VII Remake project, comes out end of February. Alright, anyway, so it's been 17 minutes, so shall we get back to it? Shall we get back to planning our wedding? As per usual, you, Cove, and Baxter met up on another day for another session. A few light-hearted words were engaged as Baxter watched the two of you amusedly. Cove's mood was still shining, and Baxter could tell.
So?
I take it the cake designing went well. Like a child who was excited to show their latest work of crayon art to their teacher, Cove shared the news with pure happiness. He likes food. We're getting a really big one. I'm so pleased to hear that. What shall we be doing today? Caterer or clothes? What are we thinking, guys? Do we start with the caterer or do we start with the clothes? We'll need to do all three of these. So what should we do? I figure end with the dance sessions. I'm thinking dance sessions last. So what do we do first? Any preferences? Jordan wants the caterer. Jordan wants to start by looking at food. Can't blame her. Alright, caterer it is. Alright! Cove's brightening enthusiasm was no surprise to you. Food always excited him. Baxter placed his hands on the arms of his chair and lightly tapped it with the tips of his fingers.
In that case...
That should be a nice time. I'll make sure you find the proper service to meet your needs, but don't worry, I won't get in the way of deciding any of the details for the menu. Thanks. I appreciate that. After that, the rest of the session circled around finding a specific catering company, and eventually you all are agreed on one in particular. They were able to make arrangements with you right away. One phone call, and you had scheduled a time to go over details in person. That included a meeting with the chef, too. An all-meat spread. And, as an added bonus, this would all happen before your next appointment with Baxter. It was a relief knowing that the menu would be taken care of by the next time you saw him again. Until then, there wasn't much else to do. It was time to leave. Thanks again for your help.
See you.
It's my pleasure, of course. I await your next visit. We'll be back soon. Bye. Baxter nodded with a genuine smile as he watched you head out the door. Once you were outside the offices, you noticed the little pep in Cove's step. You were both in good spirits. Chipping away at the wedding planning had a special way of doing that. On the scheduled appointment with the caterer, you and Cove eagerly arrived at the location specified over the phone. You were led inside the building past a seating room and directly into their commercial kitchen. It was sleek, silver, and so clean that it sparkled. That observation alleviated some worries right away. Next to you, Cove's eyes wandered the space with intrigue. I don't know. I kind of feel like that clean, almost kind of worrying. It's a kitchen. I have a little bit of mess here and there, you know? It's fine if there's a couple stains here and there. It doesn't need to be sparkling. It's a kitchen. It's as long as it's hygienically clean, as long as it's clean to the, you know. Along the back wall, you spotted a woman at a sink large enough to be an arm's length deep. She looked over her shoulder and grinned broadly. Hold on, I'll be right there. She finished washing up and slipped across the room, drying her hands on her apron. When she reached you and Cove, she gave a little bow. Hi, I'm the head chef and your caterer. I hear that you're getting married and are in need of sustenance for your friends and family. Yeah, we are. Well, I can assure you that you've come to the right place. We provide a full-course meal with a menu tailored to your tastes and requirements. We'll also include all the plating, silverware, and glasses. But let's not get too ahead of ourselves. Why don't you introduce yourselves? A bit stunned by the speediness of the chef's candor, Cove took the opposite approach and slowly, awkwardly pointed to himself. I'm Cove, the groom. And my name's Jamie. I'm his partner. I love it! You can call me Rhonda. Okay, hi Rhonda. Hey, nice to meet you. Marvelous! Now I have a little pamphlet that I'm going to go grab. You can read it, leave it on the counter, use it as a coaster. It's okay. I'm going to explain everything myself anyways. Think of it as an extra guide. Rhonda waved the idea of any formality with both hands as she also shrugged nonchalantly. Cove chuckled shyly, leaning towards you while she lightly jogged to the other side of the kitchen. She scooped up 2 information sheets and came right back. Rhonda confidently stretched her arm out all the way to offer you each a pamphlet. Both of you accepted one. Cove turned his around in his hands, inspecting it carefully. You studied the one in your hands, too. Well, now that I've remembered that, we can get into the nitty-gritty. Let's shop-talk the menu. Catering. Excellent taste. One remarkable catering experience. Call for reservation. That looks pretty nice. You can choose to have a single menu that's consistent across the board, easy peasy. Or we could do up to two fully separate types of menus based on different dietary needs. Guests could choose between them, and we'll prepare as much of both as needed. And it practically goes without saying, but we'll be able to accommodate individual plate changes if any comes up. For example, a situation where just 1 or 2 people need some specific elements left out. We can work with that without needing to make another full selection for it. So what kind of menu did you two have in mind? I mean, I'm inclined to just go no special requirements. Curious what Cove says. Yeah, he says no special requirements. All right. One with no special requirements. There wasn't anything in particular that you felt like you needed to restrict or make specific arrangements for. Your group of friends and family could work with whatever. I don't know. Should I do a second menu as well? One with the exclusions for tastes and allergies? I figure probably not needed, right? Oh, hey, Rebecca. I haven't seen you in a while, Rebecca. Good to see you. And that's the only menu style needed. You were confident that your friends and family were in for a delicious surprise. Turning to Cove, you checked to see if he had any opinions on the menu. How does that sound? He paused on that thought. Cove scratched the back of his neck and let out a chuckle. There's nothing else I can really come up with. You said it all. You had to grin at that. There was almost nothing you two wouldn't try at least once. Great. That's the biggie already done then. Let's keep that ball rolling. Yes, please. At the minimum, there's going to be a main entree in our service, so that's one course automatically. And if you're having cake or another dessert, that'll technically be another course for your guests. Although that doesn't count as one of the portions that we offer here. I can go up to 6 courses, the dinner, and as many as 5 additional portions. So we're looking at salad, soup, a hot appetizer, a cold appetizer, and or a palate cleanser. Do you know how big you want the service to be? How much food do we want? Do we want to keep it reasonable? Or do we want to go with all the food? Any opinions? Any opinions on the number of courses we should have? I mean, 3 course sounds fine to me. I'm thinking maybe like super salad, hot appetizer. Hey, purple. I'm thinking like super salad and then a hot appetizer. 60. Go light. So Color Purple says go light. Scapegoat says go big. We need Jordan in here for the tiebreaker, but she's away from the keyboard right now. Suppose I could split the difference and go with the 3 course. A 3-course meal is kind of traditional. On the other hand, 3-course meal is traditional. 4-course meal is maybe a little bit more special. Come on, I need somebody to break the tie here. Three course or four course? You're eating chili cheese dogs? And you're telling me to go light? Hey, Casey. So angry at her. 4 course it is. 4 courses? Having a 4-course meal would be fantastic. Do you think so? 4 courses? Raising an eyebrow, Cove burst into a small fit of laughter. When he collected himself, he rubbed his arm, watching you closely like he wasn't entirely sure if you were being serious or not. I want to see what he says to 6 course. I think 4-course meal. I didn't think we'd go that high, but I'm not complaining. I wanted at least one thing besides the main meal anyways. 4 courses then, eh? Sounds like it. Oh, she's saying eh. I should have given her a Canadian accent. 4 courses then, eh? Sounds like it. Do you know what you'd like for it? I want one of them to be a soup. Sure, I'm not going to say no to soup. Okay, we have an entree and a soup agreed on. Yep. The chef glanced up from her notepad. She twirled the pen with her fingertips in anticipation. It's coming along nicely so far. What else were you thinking? I'm thinking hot appetizer and palate cleanser. We agree on that? A hot appetizer and a palate cleanser? Perfection! This'll be tasty. Oh, and how much heat are you expecting for the dishes? We can keep it all very mild, or we can easily push the spice levels up. Appetizer, soup, salad, and main dish? I don't know, what about a palate cleanser? I don't like the phrase palate cleanser anymore. Hey, Habibi. Sorry. How about if I cleanse your palate with my jizz? I'm sorry. Dessert? Dessert is already taken care of, Casey. Nintendo Direct? I did not, Habibi. For dessert, there's going to be a wedding cake and wedding pretzels. There's going to be a 5-tier wedding cake and wedding pretzels. Which is apparently a thing. Yuck. What, to the pretzels, Casey? Are wedding pretzels a thing? Holy shit, wedding pretzels are a thing. Oh, no, pretzel rods. I don't know what the hell a pretzel rod is. Will they be soft or crunchy pretzels? I don't actually know. Whoops. I'm thinking mild as the base. I'm thinking keep it mild as the base. That'll keep everyone happy. Maybe there could be sauces on the table for people to add their own? We could do that! Your lips pulled into a happy smile. Not that you were surprised, but still, you were grateful to have Cove's full support here. And the chef backtracked through her notes for a second. She thought over everything that you all had discussed until she could pin down exactly what was slipping her mind. What about the drinks? Are we a just water please party, a coffee and tea group, or hard drinkers? There's always at least going to be water, even if you have other options, so don't worry about that. Oh, I'd like there to be... wines, beers, mixed cocktails, coffee, tea, fruit juices. Did you miss it? We're still going through Jordan. We haven't actually seen anything. So we are going with a 4-course meal. We're going with a 4-course meal. It's going to be no special dietary requirements. 4-course meal. It's going to be soup, hot appetizer, the entree, and palate cleanser. It's going to be generally mild, but with sauces for people to dip in if they want spicier stuff, if they want their food to be spicier. And for drinks, I'm getting basically everything. Not going to bother with the sparkling water or the milk. Meat! I didn't say vegetarian, so there'll be meat. And that's everything I'm thinking. I think we covered it. There's nothing else I'd want to add. We'll make it happen. So that's the menu type, meal, scale, spice level, and beverage basics. Please, Rhonda rolled her sleeves up. Her gaze fell on you and Cove with a new determined gleam. Let's go deeper. Cove smiled nervously at the chef's intensity, but he didn't wilt completely. You had a sneaking suspicion his remaining strength came from the topic still being about food. The conversation continued from there. It dug into the specifics such as the main protein and side ingredients, the style of cuisine the foods would be based on, and so on and on. We don't even get to decide that stuff. That's disappointing. It's a shame that we apparently don't get to decide on that stuff. Hey, Killface. This for your wedding? Yes, Casey. This is for a wedding. Me and Cove are getting married. Going to the chapel and we're gonna get married. It took a fair bit of time, but eventually a finalized selection was arranged. You couldn't get over how delicious everything sounded the longer the conversation went. We're actually not going to a chapel. The wedding itself. The wedding ceremony is going to be on a hill behind the house I grew up in, and then the reception is going to be down on the beach. So, by the end, Cove appeared just as relieved and excited as you were about the food. But most of all, you were so grateful to have a set menu planned for the wedding. Rhonda, however, hadn't slowed down at all. I see that you're both settling down for a rest, but just hang on and stay with me a little longer. We're not done yet. Oh, there's something else? Yes, and it's called presentation. Woo! We can do all levels of flair for your meal. Were you picturing a plain Jane approach or something more hoity-toity? I'd like it if some care was put into the arrangement. Yeah, it would be kind of nice if it felt special for that day of all times. That works for us. So, as I started to talk about way back when, we'll provide the plates and utensils and such. I mean, it's a game. I'm playing a game, Casey. So I am just playing because this is a visual novel. It's a video game. I, as in me, as in the real person, am not getting married. My character in the video game is getting married. Thanks, Kill. Thanks for dropping in, Killface. Good night. Although, if you were asking about where the ceremony and reception are taking place, yes, I did choose to have the ceremony on a little hill behind the house my character grew up in, and for the wedding reception to take place on a beach. Please get up. What? Why am I playing a game? Why would... Because it's fun? Like, I'm not... Because I enjoy it? Because, you know, it's cute and sweet and fun? Having fun is for losers. Alright, Casey. Hey, Vanna. Our plates are white, but they can be completely plain or have little swirly details around the edges. What do you think of that? Before Yoriko could even consider giving an answer, she held both her hands up to stop that and stole a glance over her shoulder. Ah, wait, give me another sec. I'll grab some stacks. You should see before choosing anything. Again, without leaving a window to say anything in response, Rhonda darted off deeper into the kitchen. Cove stared at her as she went. His expression was deadpan. You can pick the plates. Getting we're choosing palate cleansers. Alright, I'll handle it. An abrupt clattering came from the direction she disappeared down, and a moment later, your caterer had reappeared. She kept her word and had piles of plates bounced in each of her hands. She stepped up to clear a counter space. Or to a clear counter space. Rhonda spoke cheerily, almost musically, while laying out the first set of plates and some forks to go with them, perhaps so you knew for sure what they'd look like together. Here's the white. Why do... We only need to see one... Like, we don't need an entire pile of the plates. We only need to see one. I think seeing just the one plate will tell us what we're in for with... The two of you look silently at the collection of completely plain white dinner plates. And there's the swirl. Ooh, fancy. As promised, the white plates she put down did have some swirls on them. That was as much as could be noted on that. Now what are you thinking? Sure thing, Casey. Sure thing. Cove wouldn't stand for this. Indeed, Comic Brook. I like the swirly one? Got it. Thanks for humoring me. And because you're getting the hot appetizer course, there's an extra piece to this puzzle. Now, what we could do is just bring it out ahead of the meal and place it in front of each guest in their seat. But that's not our only option. We could have all the appetizers set out on a single table from the very start of the reception, so guests can go over and eat as they please. Or we could even have servers walk around the room with platters of appetizers to offer guests throughout the party as they mingle. Ooh. All sounds fancy. But I like the single table idea. Casey, I think the best response I can give to that is that you did not know me before Chantel. Before I met Chantel. I am just being me! And I fucking like this. I like this type of shit. Don't be weird. I am weird. I've always been weird. From the time I was a kid, I was a weird-ass fucking kid. Like, I've always been weird. Like, you do not know who I was before I met Chantel. To say she ruined me? No. Like, I kind of came pre-ruined, I think. She's... Yeah, you don't know me. You don't know who I was 20 years ago. You don't know the relationship that she and I had and have. I came pre-ruined, I think. Exactly, man. Some of us just come out of the box this way. Some of us just come out of the packaging that way. You know, it happens. It happens. There's like, it's... Yeah, there's a... There's always a couple of There's always a couple of defective bits of merchandise in any batch, right? The plates are more important, honestly. Plates are serious business. Swirl or no swirl? Serious business. Anyway, single table. Let people just, yeah. I like the idea of people just, impractical but stunning origami napkins. It is a beach reception. So can they be like origamied into like ocean-based shapes? Origami fish. Like instead of swans, fish. Swans are the traditional thing that you do for origami. But like can they be like origami like fish? Seagulls. Get a big pile of napkins and make an origami whale. Freaking love origami seashells. Seashells work. Eels. Eels, I feel like if you're gonna do origami, eels would probably be one of the easier things to do. Twist, 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 twist. There, I've made an eel. I think it would be best to leave it out on a single table. And that way everyone can go at their own pace. It makes sense to me. Righto, that's what we'll do. Thank you. And now you can breathe. We're done! Rhonda laughed happily as she closed her notepad and put it aside. Okay, cool. I'm glad we have that worked out. Thank you very much, Rhonda. Help me, Rhonda. Help me, Rhonda. Is that the song? It's Help Me, Rhonda, right? The Shrieking Eels. That's from Princess Bride, right? Comic book? Shrieking Eels are from The Princess Bride? RUSs. Yep. The Rodents of Unusual Size. That was a really good movie. That was such a cute movie. I was a full ass adult when I first watched that movie, and I was still utterly charmed by it. So it is just a genuinely good, fun, charming movie. And endlessly quotable as well. It's an incredibly quotable movie. Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. Hello, my name is Inigo Montoya. You killed my father. Prepare to die. He's only mostly dead. Mostly dead is still partly alive. I don't know, it's just so many good ones. Also, how many people got to slap Andre the Giant and live to tell about it? Mandy Patinkin slapped Andre the fucking Giant. Well, feel free to leave then, Casey. Jesus Christ, you can go. You can leave if you want. If you're not enjoying this stream, feel free to leave and come back another time. Jesus Christ. Yeah, maybe, but then, because Andre the Giant was, he wasn't an actor. So he was being, really awkward, he was struggling with his lines. So, Mandy just fucking slapped him and said, "Faster, Fezzik!" Which, dude... Andre the Giant was huge and apparently had a bit of a temper. I saw a video the other day. Andre the Giant apparently once almost killed a couple dudes who hit him. They'd all been drinking. And apparently they were just down a waterfront or something. And one dude just, for some inexplicable reason, for some absolutely bizarre, inexplicable reason, this one dude decided to punch Andre the Giant. So Andre just grabbed him and his buddy and just dunked them into the water. This story comes to us care of Ric Flair, who saw this happening and backed away because he's not getting involved with Andre the Giant if Andre's angry. Andre the Giant's pissed off. You don't step in. And then Mandy Patinkin, and then that's the guy Mandy Patinkin slapped. Fucking legend. Anyway, moving on, yeah. Thank you so much. Or thanks so much. It's my pleasure. We're looking forward to knocking your socks off. Do people usually wear socks on a beach? It'll be a 4-course, no special requirements, mild meal that your guests will be talking about for years to come. I promise. Neat. One last quick question. Sure thing. How do we get out of here again? Rhonda clapped her hands and let out a deep laugh. Go's face reddened with embarrassment. Go down the hall and take a left to another hall, then a right, and then you'll find the exit. It was so nice meeting you two. Thanks. Again. After that, you and Cove left the kitchen and made it out of the building in one piece, following Rhonda's instructions. You both returned to the car with a vigor in your strides. It was amazing to get such a nice meal arranged, and exactly the way that you both wanted it to be. The food was definitely something you were going to be daydreaming about from now until the big day. Hurrah! When you arrived at the office again, Baxter was already comfortably seated and scanning over his notebook. He glanced up from it at the sound of the door opening.
Hello, folks.
Welcome back. What's on the menu? Baxter smirked, but Cove answered with complete earnestness. A lot of things. Delicious. What shall we be doing today? Alright, now we'll do our clothes, right? I love you, you're great, but everything you love is stupid. I mean, to be fair, Jordan, you're not wrong about that. I do love some pretty stupid shit. So yeah, dresses. Yep, clothes. Wonderful. He clapped his hands together at the thought.
Well,
I can imagine you'll both look incredible. So, I recall that the two of you are intending to keep the outfits nice and secret for the special day. Does that mean you're each shopping alone, or were you thinking about extending the invitation to someone else? I want my dad to come. It sounds like something a best man should do, right?
I mean...
It's just a dumb thing to say, you know. I know. I mean, I know my mom would want to come too, but she doesn't live close, so, you know. Ko shrugged weakly. Baxter nodded with a faint quirk of humor in his expression. It'll be nice for Mom to see it on our actual wedding day, though.
of course.
You felt for Cove, familiar with the issue yourself. You could think of a few geographically unavailable people who would have been nice to bring with you as well. Teleporters would make life so much easier. I had to go with this. I had to go with the sci-fi reference. Yeah, it would be a lot more convenient. Even though it would have been nice for Cove to share the experience with his mom, you were sure that no matter what Cove wore, Kira would still be just as excited to see him on the big day. And it was great that he'd still be able to bring his dad. Tell him I said hi. For your own shopping adventure, you pictured how you wanted the experience to go. Then you directed your attention back at Baxter, finally ready to answer his question. Bring my mom's, right? Can't have my sister there. My best woman won't be there. So, bring my mom's. Everyone agree? Or should I surprise my mom's on the big day too? There's the question. Do I want to get my mom's advice, or do I want to surprise them? It's a tough call, really. Yeah, it'd be nice to have them there to figure out my outfit and get their advice and all that. But it'd also be pretty cool, pretty fun it'd also be pretty nice to just surprise them with what I choose. Surprise? The other thing with bringing them along is, there's probably going to be bad jokes. Marry the mom with the bigger knockers. There will probably be a couple of like really bad jokes if I bring them along. I think I'll just surprise them with it. I'll be going on my own. Too bad I can't have Baxter along. He'd have good advice. Wish I could invite Baxter to pick out my outfit. He'd have good advice, because he's pretty stylish. You wanted to fly solo for this. It would go over best that way. Is the music reminiscent of November Rain? Unintentional, like very, very, very mildly scripted. I can sort of hear a little bit of it, but I mean, it's very, very slightly reminiscent and totally unintentional. It's just there's only so many ways to arrange notes. Some songs are going to sound similar as a result. You want to play solo for this, it'll go over best that way. We just need the fat guy at the right time during the ceremony. The fat. Oh, November Rain reference. Okay. We just need the fat guy at the right time during the ceremony. Okay, yeah. But I was like, fat guy? You were referencing the November Rain video. Okay. With that decided, Baxter rubbed his hands together in satisfaction. Perfect. But before you run off on that next outing, it would be best to choose where you're going. Do you have a preference on which store or stores you'd like to visit? There are 2 excellent local shops that should be able to set you both up with whatever you need. One is primarily a dress boutique, but it also has romper and skirt options. The accessory selection is also divine. There is also a shop that focuses on suits. Pantsuits, skirt suits, they have it. They also have all the relevant additions that you'd be likely to want.
I guess.
I'm gonna wear a suit, so I guess I'll need to go to the suit shop.
What do you think?
And you, Jamie. I want one that's both. I want one that's like suit on top, dress on bottom is sort of what I'm thinking. Like tux on tops, dress on bottom. If I'm gonna be non-binary, go with the one that's goes both ways. Marini's the only song I've ever heard, so I don't know how some of our others are. What was that? What was that meme? Guy who's only watched Boss Baby watching a second movie. Getting real Boss Baby vibes from this. No color? You don't like that idea, Color Purple, of a mixed tux and suit, tux and dress boutique? I am thinking I'll visit both. I'll visit both, at least. I want to visit both, to be sure. Let's make sure we go at different times for the suit one. Otherwise, the whole plan of keeping things secret might get foiled if we run into each other there. Suddenly, you had a very clear picture in your head of Cove stumbling into you like some comedy skit, and the two of you failing to not catch glimpses of the other's choices. Which store do you want to go to first? I'll just go sooner or later, whenever you're at the dress one. I'll go to the suit shop sooner. Starting with the suits is the best idea for your preferences. You looked forward to discovering what options were laid out.
Lovely.
You make this so easy for me. Baxter sounded pleased as he reached over for his notebook on the nearby desk. He clicked his pen and jotted something down. If Cove and Jamie had a baby, it would definitely be a boss baby. I'll leave the rest up to you, and I'll see you both during our next session. Good luck. His smile was curled but bright. He waved you both off. Thanks. Cove's voice was nervous as he started to shuffle out. You got up, following him. We appreciate you making this easy for us, too. Time passed from your meeting with your planner, and soon both you and Cove were going out for the big shopping trip. You temporarily said goodbye to your fiancé. You hugged Cove, and he squeezed you back with a big grin on his face. Have fun, Jamie. You have fun yourself. They say we're as sick as our secrets. Cove nodded, bouncing on the balls of his feet. You could tell he was slightly nervous, but still looking forward to the rest of the day. Your car beeped when you unlocked it, and you climbed in the driver's seat. Cove waved you off when you left. I wonder if it's possible to get my outfit in the colors of the non-binary flag. Yellow, white, purple, black. Gotta try to remember that those are the colors of the non-binary flag. Just as I don't know if you can choose your colors, but if you can, that'd be cute. Up ahead was a very proper, fancy building. You could tell it was going to be really nice. Not sure what that means, but they do say it. The door was heavy when you pushed it open. You entered the formal shop and took it all in. The floors were slick and shiny. If you ran your shoe over it just right, a squeak would echo through the space. It was unsurprisingly well lit, showing off all the strikingly prim wares available. Each rack of clothing had its own dedicated spotlights. You shivered a little at the temperature, but it was appropriate for the heavy formal wear customers would be trying on while in the location. No, you have fun! We're in a competition to see which of us loves the other more. A man in a pressed gray suit and a green-spotted bow tie approached. Bow tie. Okay, already I don't trust this guy. Bow tie? I don't trust the taste of anyone who wears a bow tie. He brought a hand up to his chest. Hello, I'm Thal, and I work as an assistant here. How can I help you? I decided Thal is gay. I'm Jamie. I came to look for an outfit for my wedding. Of course! I'd be thrilled to work together to find something. Thal took a step up closer to you. What do you want to wear in terms of the basic pieces? Bolo ties? Bow ties. Mostly on tuxedos, in fairness, yeah. They do mostly have their place with tuxedos. Thal? Yeah, I mean, I don't know where the name Thal would be from. Looks like probably an Indian name. What is Thal short for? Nothing. It seems to be an Indian name. What does ACAB stand for? It stands for All Cops Are Bad. Bolo chokers that were popular like a decade ago. Yeah, my opinion on bolo ties is it is possible to pull them off. You know, it is possible to make it look good. Not always, though. They're a risk. I would describe bolo ties as a risky thing. I love me a choker moment. Yeah, bolo ties are maybe the riskiest form of neckwear. You know, just a regular tie, it's fine. It's basic. You know, you can have ugly ties, you can have good, cool looking ties, but it is, you know, the most basic thing to wear on your neck. If you're already an annoying person and you wear a bolo tie, then it isn't going to help matters. Yeah. Even that depends on the kind of annoying that you are. Like, if you're the kind of person who's annoying because he's just, like, so outgoing and talks to everybody, strike up a conversation without a second thought whether the person you're talking to seems interested or not. The bolo tie can't help. Somehow. Actually, you know what it is? Bolo ties only work with southern accents. Bolo ties only work with certain accents. That's what it is. The bolo tie, to pull off a bolo tie, you need a certain type of accent. Like a cowboy? Exactly, PK. I've always wanted to live on a ranch. It's just that I don't especially like the taste of raw oats or hay. Fair. Anyway, a shirt and skirt. Roger that. Do you have colors in mind? For the top, I'd like... Alright, so I can go with 2 colors, it looks like. With the non-binary flag being 4 colors. We don't need 4 colors. But I wanted my outfit to look, I wanted my outfit to be the non-binary flag colors. I just thought that would have been cute. Girl I was working with on something in school. Her mom gave it to me in a package. Comes with a string to hang it on. A string to hang it. Cool, cool. I could go with like a yellow top and purple bottoms. Because the non-binary flag is yellow, white, purple, black. Those are the 4 colors. Yellow, white, purple, black. String it to your ceiling fan so it can fly around even in the afterlife. Suppose I could go with like a yellow top and purple skirt. I'm thinking maybe yellow top, yellow shirt, purple skirt is kind of what I'm thinking. Potato flew around my room. White is boring. Like going with white, that's just boring. White is too traditional. Too plain. Third-rate color for third-rate... Damn, Scapegoat! Damn! Cold! The bat does gross me out to touch. I did not randomly touch it, but it is real. For the bottom, purple. I can do that. No purple, I'm a purist, dude. The cake is already unusual. I'm sorry, Jordan, but I gotta go with the NB. I gotta go with NB Pride on this one. Yali is just, I have to go with some NB Pride here. What are you thinking about with the style? You hesitated, not sure what your options even were. Tell you what, I'll list out some words and you can pick what matches your vision best. You nodded and listened to him speak, picking the descriptions you liked one after another as he recited them. What is the bride wearing? There is no bride. There's me and there's the groom. My character is non-binary, so there's no bride. There's the groom and there's the star. Modern. Textured cloth, sure. I don't know what these are. I don't know what any of these are. Textured cloth, sure. Short sleeved, it's taking place in the summer. We're going to a beach. Unbuttoned jacket. Buttoned vest. Heh. We were just having this conversation. Saying no to the bolo tie. Matte means flat, not shiny. So, it's a wedding, so bow tie. Bow tie is traditional at weddings, right? So, bow tie. I like it. Just let me measure you and I'll bring the parts out for you. Thal took out a measuring tape from inside his own suit jacket and took your measurements. Gotta pick a bolo tie now? Ascot for the beach? Nah, it is a wedding. I'll go traditional bow tie for the wedding. I will be right back. Thal reappeared in no time at all, with your described outfit draped over his arm. On the Tsar, he lifted it up and let the full length of it flow out for you to admire. You could definitely say it had a fanciful feel to it. Nothing but a bolo tie. This is good, but I'd like to visit another shop before I make my decision. I still have a place to check today. Understood. I could put this outfit on hold in case you decide to come back. Thal pulled out his bow tie. However, before you leave, would you like to consider any accessories? I can put those aside as well. Heh, crown. Hey, ugly hobo. Neck napkin. That is actually a perfect description of an ascot. Neck napkin actually is a perfect description of an ascot. An anklet. A bracelet. Got a tie. A necklace would be too much, or a shawl. I don't know. I've got a tie and a jacket. A shawl would be too much. A shawl would definitely be too much. A crown, definitely. Yeah, I'll go with the crown. I'll say crown. Never seen an ascot for sale because nobody wears ascots. Corsage, earrings. And that's everything. You and the assistant went back and forth over what styles and colors you wanted when accessorizing. With one outfit option set to go, you made your way to the other store. Eventually, you arrived at the boutique. You stepped inside slowly, taking it all in. Compared to the suit shop, the difference in color scheme was quite striking. The first thing you noticed was how warmly lit the shop was. Despite most of the merchandise being stark whites, the lights had a soft glow. It was fanciful, like a fairy tale place where dreams could come true. The dresses had room to breathe, each display like it was a treasure. In the air there was a faint scent. You thought it was something floral, but you also thought that something smelled like vanilla as well. Whatever it was pretty and not overwhelming. Need a visual? I know, Jordan. I wish I could see the visual. One or the other on bracelets or anklets. Screw that. I'm a star. I can do both. Yeah, the big problem with this game is they're not going to, like... They give you enough options that they're not going to be able to draw them. Like, that they're not going to be able to include them. It's just not feasible. Like, I went with a yellow shirt and purple skirt. How do you, like, it's... They'd have to draw every single combination. They'd have to draw every single possible combination. They've got so many color options in there. And then add to that, different fabrics, different this, different that. There's just too much. A woman with an official-seeming binder stepped across the floor, her high heels not clacking once. She made her eye contact with you and smiled. Hi, Jamie, right? After 15 years of playing, I feel it's necessary. Have I ever donned a toe ring? No, I have not. Yes, I'm Jamie. Thank you for coming and congratulations. My name is Gabrielle and I'll be your stylist today. We'll do everything we can to find you your dream look for the day. She grinned brightly and gestured for you to follow her. She led you over to a sitting area. One sec, before you settle in, let me get a few measurements. You obliged, and Gabrielle took a measuring tape from her pocket and wrapped it around you. You could tell that she had a lot of practice with how efficient she was at it. Thanks so much. Now feel free to sit. We can get this going. The stylist needs a smoker voice. Is she a witch? You sat in the middle of the seats. It seemed appropriate, and with how the spots were arranged, as you'd be able to get up and out easily. That'd be helpful considering why you were there. Gabrielle flipped over her binder and tapped the laminated pages with her manicured nails. What do you mean she walked over in heels with nails down? Apparently she's just really good at walking in heels. Wanted to design games, but then I found out they required imagination and design. She floated over. She floated over. I guess that's sort of like the impression they're designed to give. Like, holy shit, how do you walk in heels without clacking them? I've never worn heels myself, so I can't really say how easy it is to do. I can't say whether it's possible. Yeah, it's just like, I can't say whether it is possible to walk in heels without clacking them. To get an idea of your vision, I have a few questions for you. This will guide the selection process. I find it makes things a little more manageable if I bring you options based on your preferences, instead of you going over every single piece we've got. We wouldn't want to overwhelm you. I know it's a lot to think about all at once, but just take it in one question at a time, and remember that we can always go in another direction later if you want. Okay, sounds good. The stylist handed the questionnaire over to you, and you skimmed over the questions. It got more detailed as it went, but the start was fairly simple. The type of clothing you want brought out was shirt and skirt. That was in a non-traditional shade. Specifically, only get to choose one color. rainbow. A rainbow wedding dress. With what kind of garment you wanted and the desired color filled out, the questionnaire transitioned into more style-based questions. You went down the list, picking out descriptor after descriptor that sounded best. Modern, textured. Ooh. Flowy skirt or puffy skirt? Yes, Jordan? Do we want well-fitting, flowy, frilly? I'm thinking fitted shirt. But do we want the whole thing well-fitting, or do we want a flowy skirt or a puffy skirt? What are we thinking, flowy or puffy? Puffy sounds fun. Flowy. Flowy? Okay, so I guess we're definitely going flowy. So fitted shirt and a flowy skirt. What do we want for detailing? Beaded, laced, neither, or both. Puffy is weird at the beach. Fair, actually. Puffy everything. Like a ballerina. So yeah. Any thoughts on the detailing? Anyone have any opinions, or is this just left to me? Go with beading and lace detailing, I guess. Thinking short-sleeved. It's a beach, so it's a beach wedding, so maybe knee length. Since it's at a beach, just maybe go with the knee length. Sleeveless. Yeah, I can go back to sleeveless. Floor length. Get all the sand in the dress. Oh, so I'm thinking like for an outdoor wedding. If you do short sleeves and knee length on something. I've gone sleeveless. I've gone sleeveless. So knee length is not an option then, Jordan? Honestly, I don't like floor length. Just on a personal level, I don't like that. I will go with ankle length. Rainbow beaded sundress. Finally, he handed the binder back to the stylist. She ran her gaze up and down the page. I'm on it. I'll go get you something. Short sleeve, ankle length, and Converse. Could be worse. Gabrielle turned on her heels and headed to the back of the store out of sight. The distinct sound of the stylist's heels deliberately not clacking on the floor alerted you that she was coming back. So she makes a sound, it's just not clacking. So she actually does make a sound when she walks. It's just not a clacking sound. Ankle length is fine, but it gives the illusion of kinks. She carried a shirt and skirt that seemed right out of what you pictured from the questionnaire. It was the right color, right fabric, the style you indicated. Seeing all the elements put together in a single piece, the shirt and skirt had a dramatic feel to it. What do you think, Jamie? Like they had to mention that twice, that's how silent it is. But apparently it's not silent. Like that's the weird thing, it's not silent, it's just not clacking. Sister got married at the beach and the groom had a heat stroke. That's not a good start to a marriage. That is not a good way of starting things off. Missed the reception and was sick all night? Yeah. Now he's cold dead in the ground. Oh, is he revived? No, he's cold dead in the ground. At least he cooled off. This is my biggest fear, being married in the summer. Fall weddings are bust. Yeah. This is it. Your stylist lit up at your approval. She held the shirt and skirt closer to you. Just that I'm a big fat liar? Then you should put it on. The stylist walked you to the changing room, a generously sized space with a full mirror closed off by a heavy curtain. She hung the shirt and skirt on a metal hook. Now, before I give you some privacy, would you like me to grab any accessories to complete the look? An anklet. A tiara, earrings, and Jordan, you said no, you said either anklet or bracelet, not both, right? Not to both. It's too hot to even wear the dress I bought. Yeah, jacket. You shared your ideas with the stylist. From your description, she had something in mind and left you to collect what you requested. Thigh band thing. Anklet. I chose anklet because that is Cove's kink. Cove finds anklet sexy, so give him what he wants. Spend the whole day getting him worked up for the honeymoon. Garter. You closed the curtain after Gabrielle was gone. You were glad that there was a space to put your clothes when you changed out of them. You slipped into the shirt and skirt. It fit well for something off the rack. Gabrielle knew what she was doing with sizing. $200 leather bag to be donned over the quasi-bride's face. Cove is kinky. Yeah, Cove thinks anklets are sexy. We found that out back when he was 13. I don't remember the exact conversation that was going on to find that out, but we did find out back when we were 13 that that he has a thing for anklets. Which means that my character now wears them whenever they want to turn him on. You inspected yourself before you left the dressing room. The view from the mirror was breathtaking. You truly were about to have a wedding. Smooth then, exactly, Jordan. You slid the thick cloth partition aside and stepped back to the main floor of the shop. You paused in front of another well-lit mirror and beamed. Gabrielle walked up and accessorized you. The look was finished. In the mirror, the day you were planning for looked back at you. You, in the shirt and skirt you'd wear to the ceremony. It felt real. You were content. Every piece was fitting together, and each moment was joyful. Anklet equals furious blushing. Exactly. We're gonna give Kova a heat stroke. But not from the sun. You twisted around, looking back at the mirror. It was the right choice. Has the honeymoon been picked out yet? It hasn't been talked about yet. We haven't talked about the honeymoon. I don't know if that's something that does get planned or not. You went back to talk with the stylist together, and she helped you get things sorted. Gabrielle took more of your measurements and discussed the shoes you'd be wearing. The boutique would tailor the shirt and skirt to fit you, and your shoe size exactly. It didn't take long to wrap everything up. You thanked Gabrielle for her help, and had every belief that the next time you put on that shirt and skirt, it would be one of the best days of your life. When outside, you had to resist the urge to instantly call Cove. He needed his time to get a suit before you checked in. You kept yourself busy with other errands until you were certain he would be finished. Then you selected Cove's name in your favorites and tapped the call button. He answered right away. His voice was chirpy over the phone, eager to talk to you.
Jamie!
Hi. How did it go? It went great. Another thing to check off the list.
I'm so glad.
That's so good. I'm glad it worked out. He sounded sweet, and a small part of you melted. Talking to him made you even happier than you had been for successfully finding your outfit. How were things for you? I did it too. Me and Dad kind of struggled, but it worked out. I'm pretty sure it's all good. You should like it. I can't wait for us to see each other. It's going to be amazing. This is a surprise I can wait for. Suddenly, the days before the wedding seemed even longer. Now you would be in suspense. Should I say sorry now if I cry when I see you? I know that it's going to be perfect. But I should probably let you go. We can see each other in person once we get back.
I love you.
Goodbye for a little bit, Jamie. I love you. Love you too. Bye, Cove. You ended the call gleefully and tucked the phone away. Then you pulled out your keys and hurried off to your fiancé. In the car, with the scenery flying past you, you reflected on the day. You thought back to what you had put together and felt your heart flutter. The image was crystal clear. You could see yourself in it, and the view of your wedding day had become that much more defined in your mind.
So?
And yeah, so the last thing to do before the wedding itself is going to be the dance sessions. This is coming up on 2 hours, so I'll save the dance lessons for next week. So next week we learn to dance, or we get some dance practice in. And, probably the wedding. I am curious how long the dance,
Exciting.
Excellent. Absolutely.
So yeah, it looks like there's going to be enough stuff for that. So looks like there will be enough stuff for the. So we dance and then we get this show on the fucking road. Looks like Jordan. Looks like the dance sessions will, like the dance lesson will take long enough that I don't really want to do it tonight. Drag boys behind the limo we ride away in. Hey, Lady Di. You came in right as I was getting to leave. That is unfortunate timing. Sad I missed the menu choices. We didn't get to pick any of the food itself, Jordan. Don't worry too much about that. We didn't actually get to pick out any of the food. Getting ready to drive. Oh, okay. Well, thanks for dropping in, Lady Di. Yeah, I don't feel too bad, Jordan. We didn't really get to pick out any of the food itself. We got the number of courses. So yeah, the choices were for the catering, the choices were type of menu, meaning any dietary restrictions. Yeah, if you want to go vegetarian, vegan, pescatarian, whatever. Yeah, if you wanted to do any of the kosher. Yeah, if you wanted to do like kosher, anything like that. So there was that. The number of dishes and type. So salad, soup, hot appetizer, cold appetizer, entree, which is automatic, and palate cleanser. So you get to choose whether, anywhere from 1 to 6 dishes, up to 6 dishes, or courses. Courses, I should say. So you get to choose how many courses. The entree is automatic, so that's 1 course. And then you can have up to 5 additional courses. And those additional courses can consist of soup, salad, hot appetizer, cold appetizer, palate cleanser. Again, you don't get to choose what the actual dishes are. You can choose spice level. For the appetizers, you can decide whether brought to the table, like brought to each guest on a table, set up on its own table for people to forage, or waiters walking around. It's an example of a palate cleanser. Sorbet apparently is an example of a palate cleanser. So yeah, traditional French palate cleansers include sorbet, bread, apple slices, parsley, and mint. Removes food residue from the tongue, allowing one to more accurately assess a new flavor. As long as the soup is good, that's all I care about. That's it. I guess like a palate cleanser is basically just something to. I mean, it's just something to refresh your mouth. Yeah, like it's just something. Hey, Webbit, play The Sims. Nah. So yeah. Yeah, sadly, at no point during the catering thing do we actually get to the word milk. Made me question everything the other day. It's a homophone. Palette looks like a $500 a week cycling program. I believe it's milk. They said this when you're doing Jenny Craig. No one wants to do an exercise named after the guy who killed Jesus. Still remember an episode of Corner Gas that had that as a running gag. Lacey was trying to start a Pilates class in town and nobody was interested, and multiple people were like, plus, no one wants to do an exercise named after the guy who killed Jesus. Pontius Pilates. Jenny Craig's walnut pinwheel breakfast are what's going to solve the obesity crisis. Pilates killed Jesus. Guy had no core strength. Man, Corner Gas was such a good show. That was such a great show. Judas Judo, it's passive-aggressive combat. Do I think that's enough? I mean, if it's all you need, then if you feel like it's enough, then it's enough. Anywho, I'm gonna get going now. Gonna call it an evening. I will probably be back tomorrow, most likely. And, good night for now, everybody.